last week we did arm swing versus body turn with the driver. That is going to get you so far. Today is going to be the cherry on the sundae. And we're going to show you how when you allow the swing to happen, you're going to let the club release your anatomy. And you're going to see just how sweet that arm anatomy is in your machine. And when you allow that to occur, amazing things are going to happen. Stay with us. So Sav, hey, very good. Now, let's say we're out there playing a nice match in a little town league, and you're at bat, right? So you bat left-handed. Yep. And so show me a couple of swings back and through without stopping, swinging that bat. Yep. All right. Wait for the pitcher for me. Isn't that something? So all of you ball players out there who've actually swung a bat once or twice, that's all it needs. Look at where she is. When was the last time you swung a bat? Years ago, right? Look at that elbow flying out here, nice and relaxed. And you can see how the wrists are already hinged. So now the ball comes and you commit. Look what see how she's stepping into it? So show me in slow motion and stop at the moment just before impact. Oh yeah, look at this. Look at this trail arm still bent. You're going to see every player on tour releasing through the ball. Why? Because like in soccer, first thing we ever worked on is where's that soccer ball going? Yeah. So we're going to go, you know, top left corner of the garage door. We pounded that garage door in Richmond Hill like you wouldn't believe. And, you know, the neighbors were a little bit annoyed at that because it made quite the shake. Sorry, not sorry, she says. So when you're releasing that baseball bat over the pitcher's head, do it over the camera right here for them. Knock one out there. So did you see that release? So after, just before impact, there it is, arm bent, go just past impact. Look at that. There's the ball coming off, and then the anatomy has to relieve itself. If it doesn't, you're either going to have to let go of the bat. So you see a lot of players out there that let go of the baseball bat. If you don't do that and the bat doesn't turn you over, you'll snap the wrists off. Yep. As simple as that. Because that bat is so heavy. So now, here's your driver. Let's see you do the same thing with your driver. So if you do a little back and through, Sav, without stopping, we call this perpetual motion. So she's delivering the club back and through. So you can see on the way through that release, right? But what you must also see and be aware of is when she goes into the backswing, there's a release back there as well. So when you're taking that baseball bat, and you see this all the time, they grab the bat and they do this. They snap the bat into the backswing and they're getting ready to, right? Yeah. So when they snap the bat into the backswing, this levitates the bat up so that they can get ready. So when you release that bat into the backswing, go ahead and do that back and through. Snap. Snap, stop right there. So it snaps into a gorgeous hinge on what we call these anatomical snuff boxes. Now you need a really good grip here. So go back and watch one of our oldies but goodies with Sav's grip. It's called Why Your Swing is So Underpowered, Shawn Clement, okay? Get that settled in there. And then what we're gonna do is swing the club back and through without stopping, just like a baseball bat. You feel that snap release in both directions. And when you do it properly, it snaps, hinges, and levitates the arms up. So watch as the arms are levitating up, she's got all this time to settle in, use the ground, and go and throw her club in that direction. She's not thinking about using the ground. All she's thinking about is throwing the club that way. Now, pretend you're going to throw the club that way, Sav, and don't let go. you want to hit one? Okay. Okay. She's dying to hit one. So throw the club out there. Sweet. Now, do a practice swing right there. Little high in the face, little off center, 290. That's your gamer driver. So you're throwing the club out there and you don't let go. What happens when you throw the club there and don't let go? The weight of the club snaps your anatomy. Yeah. Okay? Now, stay with us because I'm going to show you a drill that Mu does in his speed training program that will light you up like a Christmas tree and give you 5 to 10 more miles an hour in that snap. So don't go away. So Sav is going to snap. Sav is going to snap that club in that direction. Snavvy.
Snavvy.
Oh, that's so good. Beautiful draw. There's where you get that nice release. Easy 270 carry. There's 290 to 300. So on the low end, your drives are 290, and on the high end, they're about 310.
Yeah, with my gamer.
That's your gamer club. That's with your regular driver. Your competitive driver at 47 inches is carrying 310 and going 330. Yeah. Oh, look at that. That's so good. So that's 108 miles an hour, the little draw down the left center. And ooh, look at that. 311. Isn't that beautiful? Way to go. Give her a hand, would you? Mu, come on in. A really awesome drill that you do. What you're going to do is you're going to hold the club like a sword. So you put your hand right at the bottom of the shaft, and I'm going to let Mu, show you how that's done. And you can see with that nice thick grip at the end. So what Mu is doing right there, so imagine you had a bamboo shoot right there as your tee, and you're cutting through the bamboo shoot. So show me in slow motion, Mu, how you're going to do that. So you're going to turn your whole back to the target. Beautiful. So notice how his whole backside, that includes his butt. Notice how that lead knee is behind the ball right there. So we've got full range of motion going back. The reason why that's so important is that you need this range of motion to generate some momentum. And when you got momentum, that's when you can really let the club release you. But if you don't finish the backswing and you feel the need to help it and push on it, there's no way that momentum is going to happen.
Yeah.
And then when you're pushing on it, how in the world is it going to release you?
You won't be able to.
That's it. So watch that range of motion and watch that release on the way through. See that rotational momentum from the ground up leading into that release? Now, you do it in each hand. See how that club is really yanking his left hand over in both directions, right?
Yeah.
So now, I would follow Mu and then juggle all day with that machete, right? That's the perfect guide.
Yeah.
So notice as he's going back, the handle comes through first, then the blade, then the tip of the blade, and then you get the snap release over there, and then it hinges. And then you get the handle coming through, then the blade, then the tip of the blade, and then you get the release. So the peak speed is here, not at the bottom there.
Correct.
So if you're at the bottom and you're releasing at the bottom, that's when you get the hooks. But for most people, they go, oh my gosh, that thing is hooking a lot. I better open the face. That would be an insanely crazy mistake to do. Never do that, okay? You want to first and foremost establish that, hey, am I releasing down there or am I releasing into the direction I want that ball to go?
For sure.
So you'll see every long driver releasing deep out there. You're going to hear the club whistle out there. You actually hear the ball get struck and then the club whistle.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
So if you were to lie down in front there, not that, I mean, that would be a little scary.
Yeah.
And the ball, you would actually hear the ball whiz over your head, and then you would hear the club whistle after it. It's really cool. So the cool part now is once you felt this release, then it's about feeling that release out here.
That's it, yeah.
Now, you do a practice swing, you're going to see where the club is passing when you perform that release. You should see the blur of the club down there. So did everybody see that blur? And Mu likes to hit it slightly on the way down, maybe level when he's hitting the ball with his gamer club. We got to keep that low. That's it. Oh my gosh. That's so
nice
pure.
Fade right there.
Look at that perfect little fade.
Damn, I missed the green.
356. Huh? Look
the
at the
green.
numbers on that. Just a hair, but I mean, a little high on the face, which is fine.
Yeah, I can tee down a little.
And then there's that soft little 131 club speed.
Yeah.
And so when you see where the club is passing, notice how Mu went to the ball after that. He saw, and then he just moved in, brought his machine. So it's like a wrecking ball and a crane operator. So the wrecking ball is over here, and now that wall's down. We got to move to the next wall. Well, the crane operator brings the crane and then allows that wrecking ball to swing. You can't reach with a wrecking ball.
Yeah, the other analogy I like is docking the boat.
Docking the boat, exactly.
Yeah.
So the boat's here and the dock's over there. Well, you got to bring the boat over.
Yeah, yeah.
You can't bring the dock over to the boat.
No, you
All
can't.
right.
Yeah.
So you got to bring the whole thing over. So once you've felt that release, you go, okay, that's where it's releasing and that's where it passed. Then you bring that in and you go, something really amazing happens. Hey, if I feel the same release out there, now your brain is attached there, it feels like the tip of the tee is in the way.
That's right.
Now the golf ball contact was taken care of before you actually swing.
Right.
So now that you don't have to worry about ball contact and you just go for the feel of that release over there, now we're humming.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're through the ball and into the picture. And it's so key, and this is the last thing I want to leave with, is if you continue to just latch on to that release over here, the brain will eventually know how to put the ball in the way. Most of you, the vast majority of you say, yeah, target, you want to go to the target. But I tried to go to the target and I mishit the ball. I hit it thin or I hit it toe. Shouldn't I focus on making sure I take care of contact first and then go to the target? And this is where I need to demonstrate, Mu.
No, for sure.
So the distance between you and the ball changes significantly depending upon where your focus is. So if I'm going to the target, I'm going to put this over here. Everybody can see that. Let it release. Let it release. Let it release. Try to hit the tee. Everybody see where that passed? So now I'm going at the tee. So then you come here. Now you can't go to the target anymore. So when you go to the target and you see where the club is passing, I'm going to the target. I'm releasing to the target. I bring that in like you see Mu do. Now the tee is a precise intersection on the way to the target. I'm going to the target. So now that I'm going to the target, the tee is in the way of me going to the target. That becomes a precise intersection, and ball contact is perfect because of it. See how that works? So you always make the ball your intersection as you're releasing in the direction that you want the ball to go. That's how it works. So get cracking on that, and we'll see you next week.